Broadcasting from Park Avenue West, you're watching WMFD Television, Channel 68.1, Mansfield.
This program discusses sensitive mental health issues, including suicide. Viewer discretion is advised.
Maybe an hour after we got the message that we lost Danny, Danny's sister said to us, we were all crying, and she says, "What do we do? What do we tell people?" And I'm like, "Baby, we got to tell them the truth. This is nothing that can be hidden, because otherwise the suicide will win."
We're not mental health professionals. It's just something that happened to our family. We direct people other places. And most important of all, I think, don't quit. Keep fighting. Keep living. Things will get better.
Good evening. Welcome to Sparking the Conversation. I'm here with my husband, Jeff Heck, and we are so excited to be able to bring you weekly half-hour messages, stories, and resources surrounding mental health topics and challenges. Our show's purpose and hope is to provide you both information and inspiration, making conversations about mental health the norm.
Tonight we welcome Jeff Howard and Justin Clarke to Sparking the Conversation. Jeff and Justin are the managing partners of a company called GoVox. Together, Jeff and Justin have over 40 years of combined experience working in various industries in corporate America. For both of them, though, mental health is near and dear to their hearts. And when they were introduced overseas to a unique concept in mental health support called GoVox, they were immediately drawn to it. They've since gotten the opportunity to bring GoVox here to the U.S., and they're here tonight to share about what is going on with GoVox. So, gentlemen, welcome to Sparking the Conversation. We're glad to have you sitting on our couch.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for having us. Happy to be here.
So we were introduced through mutual friends, and that's just how this journey in life works, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all about the connections. But we were so intrigued when you guys first shared the story of GoVox, its founding, and kind of how it came to be with us. So we'd love you to share that with our audience tonight, and then we're going to get into more detail about that concept pretty quick here.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to share. So it actually starts out in a swim-up pool bar in St. Lucia.
Doesn't everything good happen at a swim-up bar?
One would think, right? Yeah. So a gentleman by the name of Richard Lucas, he lives in England, he's from the UK, and is heavily involved in rugby, which, it's kind of hit or miss here in the US. Most people are familiar with it, but it's a religion over there for them, and he's heavily involved in the sport. And now, as he would tell us if he were here, not able to play anymore, but still loves being involved in heading up some of the local organizations. Within that, unfortunately, he had some near misses and a couple actual losses. People that were near and dear to him and his rugby community had taken their own lives. And it really started his wheels turning, especially with the lack of time between the two. It was almost back to back.
Yeah.
So
young guys too.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I remember, not to interrupt you, but I think I remember, Jeff, you saying that they were the leaders of the team and they were the brightest lights one of the brightest lights he'd had.
Yeah, they're a very tight knit group, very, like I said, near and dear and very close relationships. They didn't leave the relationships on the field. It was something that they carried in and communicated in daily life. So
these are guys that practiced together every day,
right,
played together every day, talked outside every day.
Yeah, those clubs become like family, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
And he didn't see it coming, I take it.
That was the biggest shock for him.
And that's, exactly.
It became this like, I can't believe I didn't know type of a deal.
Right.
And then it really led Richard to talk a little bit more about his professional life and start looking at that. I think he managed, 2,500 people?
Yeah, so he was also, as much as he loved rugby, isn't necessarily paying the bills for him. So he he was gainfully employed. He had a pretty significant management role in corporate with a significantly large corporation. I believe he had around 2,500 employees underneath him. So really, after experiencing this with the rugby community, getting his wheels spinning, trying to think of what can we do to make an impact, to make a change. How can we help fix this issue that's going on?
How can we identify things before it's a problem,
right?
Before we found out the tragic side of things, and be more proactive about it. And that's a part of it. It's a communication tool,
right,
in its simplest form.
Yeah, so he came up with the idea for GoVox, which I'm sure we'll get into greater detail then, but he saw some success with it in the rugby organizations. It was really taking off like wildfire, getting great results and sparking a lot of great conversations. And in turn, he started thinking, we have nothing like this in our corporation. You know, how many of my people that I work with are suffering from some of the same issues? So from there, it kind of snowballed and went from rugby to designing a system that could help improve the awareness and the focus within organizations on mental health for their employees.
You know, it's a proactive, I was looking at your website, a proactive mental health and well-being support system for all. Absolutely. And that's, that I'm looking forward to getting into that, to what your product, what you have to offer, but we are going to have to take a break right now. And then we'll be back with our two friends, Justin and Jeff from GoVox.
All right, Sunday's way better. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, you can't have this. I'm sorry.
Enjoy an order of large fries for free with a purchase of $1 or more, only on the app.
We are more than a counseling center.
More than just a medication or therapy session.
What do I like the most? It's gotta be the team.
Providing the highest standard of care, that's just what we do.
And equipping patients with coping skills to be successful. That's so important.
It's simple. We are just hopeful. We are hopeful for our patients.
We are hopeful that we can help them find their way to a better balanced and more resilient self.
We are Hope 419.
Visit us today at hope419.com.
If he only knew
how much we would miss him
and how many lives she impacted just by being here.
I wish I had understood that the behaviors I was witnessing actually were warning signs.
I wish she had known there were other options.
The hard work you put in now will pay off.
You don't really know what you're going to be in the future. You could be the next doctor, the next psychiatrist that helps those children understand their mental health issues.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Diabetics understand all too well the pain of pricking your fingers, but now by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor or CGM, you can immediately reduce your pain. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of threatening calls from telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. These calls are not from us. Hang up and report the call at oig.ssa.gov.
This program discusses sensitive mental health issues, including suicide. Viewer discretion is advised. And welcome back to Sparking the Conversation here on WMFD. We're here tonight with Justin Clarke and Jeff Howard of GoVox. And guys, you were just telling us the story of really how GoVox was conceptualized and created over in Britain. And we talked about how it came to be, but why don't you give us an idea, what really has it developed to be? What is it?
Sure.
What's GoVox?
So it's a online mental health and well-being tool. And the idea behind it is that it creates an environment for people to be able to respond at any given time to a series of check-in questions that are laid out by a manager, a teacher, a coach, someone that is in an authority type of position that has the ability to help. The well-being check-in itself is about 10 to 12 relatively innocuous questions, somewhat vanilla, that sort of seem like you're not really asking a lot of questions, but all the questions actually have been developed by King's College in London, Mind, which is a very large mental health organization over in the UK, and then the combined experience of all the people in the GoVox organization. Those questions and an algorithm that runs in the background are able to give you sort of feedback quickly on a person's well-being or happiness, and it actually provides a measurable KPI for a coach or a leader of some sort to look at people over a certain series of time using data to assess how they're really doing. There's also some different fields in there that allow for people to actually respond. So if they want to tell more of their story, they have an opportunity to do that.
Instead of just answer the question asked.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. So there's a comment section essentially, and some people take a big advantage of that and go after it for a long time. One of the best things about it is it's not your traditional survey. There's actually some feedback that's immediate to the people. So when you actually fill out the check-in itself, you're immediately redirected and sent an email to your email inbox that has helpful information. They're white papers and informative discussion. Is that the best way to
Yeah, almost in
Like-
blog form.
In blog form.
Okay, like
That
maybe
come
just
directly to
tools to handle whatever their particular issue may be.
Right,
Exactly.
What got dinged by the
Suggestions
program.
based on the
other-
algorithm that's behind the system itself.
Right, exactly. So
Fascinating.
an example would be, one of the questions is, how are you sleeping? If you say, I'm sleeping terribly, you'd automatically receive some information on some different tricks and tips that are out there that you may not be aware of that allow you to get better sleep at night.
Well, and what we know about sleep is a key component of mental health, and so that's a logical, natural thing. But when you're asking somebody how they sleep, they're not necessarily saying, well, why are you asking me about my mental health? And so
Yes.
they don't feel invaded.
Exactly.
Right.
And because that's when the mask will come on
Right.
and they'll lie, most people.
And
when
it's
they-
all, and the whole idea behind this in its simplest
shut down.
form is to prioritize the conversation. That is a term that has been coined that we love because it's so, dead nuts to what we're trying to do. And that dashboard that's provided based on how they answer their check-in questions, that lets management know, how this person is feeling. Should we, is this someone that's worth reaching out to right away? Or, does someone else go to the top of that list?
Or if you have 1,000 employees
Yeah.
and you only have 20 minutes today, where are you going to spend that 20 minutes? Be most impactful. Prioritize the conversations that matter.
So who gets this information? What happens with the information where the people give the feedback, they give the question, the algorithm decides maybe how it ought to be categorized or prioritized? Who gets that information and how does it get acted on?
It's 100% customizable, so it can be anyone in the organization. It depends on the conversation that we have with the organization. Some of our clientele, they have it going to mid-level managers that have a certain group of 20 or 30 people. They can categorize what they want to send out. There's also the ability to have one person sort of towards the top of a company, maybe a president that's very interested in the answers of each individual. That's allowed to see everything, and then mid-level managers can only see the answers to the questions.
Or it could be vice versa. If whoever's at the top of the organization wants a broad-scaping view of the organization without the details, so they can almost classify, all right, something's going on with this team. Maybe there's something internally that we need to look at. And then the mid-level manager can still have the one-on-one dialogue if needed with their immediate team.
So maybe the person who has the best relationship with, for example, if we're in England with rugby, it would probably be the coach who would be the one who talked to the
Right, and we've had
the player.
discussions with partners where they choose to have an HR professional have access to the dashboard. So it's to Justin's point, it's completely customizable. It's really up to the organization on how they want to set it up.
So I love the conversation, and I love this idea. It just makes my head think about all kinds of ways you could use this. But for example, in a company, is there something that GoVox provides, or is there assistance to give training to the people within the organization about how to respond, for example? Because one of the things we know dealing with mental health stuff is people reach out to us all the time, and we've learned a ton, but we didn't know a lot at first, and it's kind of scary.
And we're not the professionals,
Correct.
so we don't want to do a life and death thing. So we just pass them on.
Absolutely. One of the brilliant things, if there are a couple brilliant things that came out of the pandemic, was the ability for many different organizations to communicate from wherever they are in the world. And Mind at Mid-Hertz, which is a very, very large organization, like we said, a mental health organization, they actually provide feedback, and if you need it, support immediately. There's also several support agents that we can use here in the United States that we can help our clients with. And then, it's a sort of a first aid of mental health. And the idea is that you're identifying something right away, and no different than someone coming into your office crying or having a problem. there's a certain level that would go up within the organization. You know how to deal with certain situations, and if it's a mental health issue that needs to happen, then the professionals get introduced.
And a lot of times, you know, and that's where employee assistance programs come into play. You know, a lot of times they're always available. Most cases, employees don't realize what exactly is available in those assistance programs. So once this kind of diagnoses an issue, you can push them through the HR management team and then to direct them to the EAP programs.
Yeah,
well, it's a safe plan. It's very safe, and makes the employees feel valued, I'm sure, or the team, or the students, whatever you do. But we're going to, again, have to take another break, and then when we come back, maybe you can share some stories and success stories of what you guys are doing. We'll be back after this message on WMFD.
Catalyst Life Services, a comprehensive behavioral health organization, has been serving the community for 70 years. Our wide array of wraparound services and our ability to treat the whole person is what sets us apart. It's everything you need in one place: mental health, crisis, detox and addiction services, case management, and peer recovery support. We even offer vocational programming to get you back to work. Catalyst Life Services. Call today and get the help you need.
If you've been injured, whether personal injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you are not alone.
And you definitely don't have to fight alone. While you focus on recovery, let the Heck Law Offices focus on your case.
With over 45 years of combined legal experience, we understand your situation and the entire overwhelming legal process.
With an injury you're already handling too much, let our team be your advocate.
I'm Jeff Heck.
And I'm Jeff Stifler.
We're Mansfield's Injury Lawyers. Call us today or visit us at hecklawoffices.com.
Stay tuned to get this Ultra Nonstick Bakeware set free from Granite Stone. Get ready for a kitchen full of the most durable Ultra Nonstick cookware at the most affordable price anywhere. Introducing Granite Stone Blue, the fast, easy way to cook gourmet family meals every day. Granite Stone Blue cookware is pressed from solid aluminum and coated 3 times with our durable Ultra Nonstick Granite Stone Blue finish. They come with vented tempered glass lids and are 100% dishwasher and metal utensil safe. You can get the Granite Stone Blue 12-piece set for just 4 easy payments of $49.95. As a bonus, we'll include our stainless steel steamer and fry set. Plus, you'll get our Granite Stone Blue bakeware set. Together, they're a $110 value, yours free. That's an incredible 20-piece Granite Stone Blue set. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-545-1648. That's 1-800-545-1648 or visit granitestoneblue.com.
Welcome back again to Sparking the Conversation. Again, we're here with GoVox company members, Jeff Howard and Justin Clarke. And guys, you've given us a really good overview of really how GoVox came to be and really what it can do, what the product does, I guess what the website does.
Sure.
But give us some ideas of how has it played out? How are companies seeing or organizations seeing help?
Sure. So you know, the biggest thing that we've seen so far is that really any size company can use this product and really can use it for different situations. It's fully customizable, like we talked before. We support, you know, sports organizations. We talked a little bit about, you know, we started in the local rugby communities. Now we support all the way up to Olympic level sport. You know, we have some organizations here in the United States. We have a couple professional organizations that work with us, professional sports organizations, excuse me. We also have some ties into schools, nonprofit organizations, things of that.
Schools, e-commerce companies, right?
Yeah, some large, some smaller, some, what was it, 4,500 employee companies.
So it's pretty much geared for anybody who cares about the mental health of their team, of their unit, of their school, of their...
Exactly.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What do you see the opportunity out there for somebody, a company, for example, or an organization that's interested in maybe using your services? What's the best thing to do if they're interested in getting information?
Initially, I would encourage them to check out our GoVox website, govox.com. On top of that, they can reach us by email.
And I think we're going to show your email address or one of your email addresses.
The magic of television.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Jeff.Howard@GoVox.com.
That's it.
Right.
Yep. If they just say, give me some information, you'll be able to go from there.
Happy to take it from there.
Absolutely.
You know, our community here is so close, and we're always truly on the cutting edge of things with mental health that we've learned over these past 3 years.
You really have. It's been amazing.
I really know that people here would be interested, and you guys are so credible. And the mission statement is, "We exist to save lives." Yes. That's incredible.
It really is.
That's the heart of what this is all about.
Well, and the story of how that comes about, that mission statement in and of itself, on a whiteboard, and spitballing what other, let's really take a deep dive into what we want our mission to be.
What's our why?
And everything, and everything kept driving back to that. We exist to save lives.
You know, I think that may be what brought us to be so influenced and so interested in what you guys are doing and GoVox in general, because that's really where we come from too. We've said all along, if we can stop one family from going through what our family's going through, if we can stop one person from not being able to get through that dark moment, then that's what we're about. So it's the same exact mission.
Absolutely.
If you were going to suggest the best kind of organization to work with you, give us that, if there is one.
An organization that cares, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It can be any size, it can be any one. It doesn't even have to be, a formal organization. It could be a group that you're involved in. This is such a simple tool yet effective tool.
I think of from Girl Scouts to, again, the junior high teams where, that's where kids really need to be caught, let alone the employees that are having during the pandemic. So many employees are low to begin with.
I mean, look at what the pandemic caused with changing in the way that we work, the way we communicate, in person versus not.
Yep.
All of that has, and we're starting to see now, but all of that has had a drastic impact on the greater community's mental health and well-being.
Virtually everybody's, I think, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, when you talk about some of the schools that we are partnered with, they have several levels there. There's communication from administration to teachers. There's from teachers to students.
Yep.
And then administration overall for the students as well. It's one of those things. Again, prioritizing conversations that matter. And it's a coined term that Richard always says, and I really appreciate it, is that some of these conversations may be nothing, some of them may be something, but some of these conversations could be absolutely everything. And that's something that we really hold tight to.
GoVox is not just in the United States and not just in Britain. It's expanded much further than that, correct?
9 or 10 countries now. Yeah, and in almost any language you can come up with, we can have that translated if need be, in several languages within one organization.
Yeah. So. The good thing about, I think, the format is you don't have to be limited by being in Ohio or being there. That your vehicle works wherever it needs to.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cell phone, tablet, computer, easiest point of access for each person.
Yep. We've had a great time talking. We've got to take a break. Yep. Jeff Howard, Justin Clarke, thanks for being with us tonight here and sparking the conversation. Absolutely. We'll be back with a memory moment in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Joe Trollian, the Executive Director for the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board. Addiction to drugs and alcohol create a personal struggle as well as impact those around you. You are not alone. We have many professionals and organizations who care. Reach out for help today. Know it before you need it. Visit Know It, the letter B, the number 4, the letter U, needit.com.
Brought to you by the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board, growing and preserving a legacy of hope and success within our community.
Kevin called Consolidated Credit. He paid off over $12,000 in credit card debt. Consolidated Credit worked with creditors to cut his interest rates to just over 4%, saving Kevin some serious cash. Kevin paid off his debt in full in just 2.5 years. Call 800-482-6014 for a free consultation. That's 800-482-6014. Call now.
Kelly paid over $21,000 in credit card debt with the help of Consolidated Credit. They enrolled her into a debt management program that cut Kelly's payments by more than half. Consolidated Credit worked with her creditors to reduce her interest rates so she could pay off all her debt fast. Call 800-482-6014 for a free consultation. 800-482-6014. Call Consolidated Credit today so you can do your own happy dance.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation, and now is the point in our show where we have our memory moment. Yep. You know, Thanksgiving is coming up and, shortly.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you done your shopping yet?
No.
Have you all done your shopping yet? I have an idea.
You know me, I don't do my shopping until like the 23rd of December, but that's not to say you should wait, because there is a pretty cool idea. I know what you're going to say.
There is. Yeah. We have on our website at 33forever.life a raffle that's coming up on Black Friday. So it's November 26th at 8:33 p.m. Jeff and I are going to go live, and we are raffling off a 2-carat diamond, loose stone.
Yeah, it's a 2-carat round loose stone, valued between $15,000 and $20,000, and we're only selling 200 tickets to this raffle. And so you can get on our website. You can buy up to 2 per household.
You have to do it twice if you do that.
Right, but
your name in
they're
twice.
only $133 a piece, and for that you get a chance, a 1 in 200 or a 2 in 200 chance to win this 2-carat round diamond. So if you've got some ideas about surprising your lady for Christmas, or you have some big plans about maybe popping a kind of important question here during the holiday season.
Absolutely.
What an amazing opportunity this would be for you.
It is, and it's a tax-deductible donation, and you're really helping us with mental health, because all the donations are going to come into our organization, and we're going to put it back out into education, into helping others who are struggling with their mental health. And for the record, we can't buy a ticket.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about buying a ticket, but Danny actually loved really sparkly things, and we have some pictures of her. This is actually her with Donna's ring after I upgraded Donna's diamond, and she saw it and she goes, "Mom, you're wearing my ring." And it's going to be very similar to what we see there, because that's what Donna wears. That's her upgraded ring, and Danny loved that ring. And
she did. She had it all planned how she was going to get it.
Yeah, she had designs on it. So, but anyway, that's our memory moment for tonight. We hope you'll get on the website at 33forever.life. The website's on the screen right now. And right there at the top of the homepage, you will see a link that will take you straight to the diamond sale.
Yep, hit the buy a ticket.
Yeah, and buy 2 tickets if you want to. $133, only 200 tickets, and get that diamond.
You can be the winner.
Yep.
Until next week, have a great week.